What's up, guys? It's March 25th. In this video, I'm going to give you guys a session recap of my 2 losses that I took today. One trade was good. Both trades were not the worst. I'll explain why later. I got too obsessed with the idea that I only get stopped out or my TP hits. But either way, they were not the worst trades. In fact, the second one was a good trade, I would say. It just did not work out how I wanted it to. All right, so we're currently watching the live stream replay from the session. So as always, P&L is in the top left here. I know it's a little bit stretched because of how I have my screen layout, but you can still see what really matters anyway. So here I am thinking that I'm seeing a setup, and really what this is based off of is, like I said, I wanted to see pullbacks above 5795 hold. So what happens is I see this order here at 5819 for 300 lots. You can see the delta right here on the DOM, and then we're going to see another order just came in at 300 lots right at 5821. What I'm speculating in this moment is that this could possibly be an area where we bounce, right? This is a setup that I should have completely avoided, because even the way I'm explaining it to you right now, like, I can't even say it's a large participant setup. Like, yes, this is the most volume delta we've seen on the session, but it's also 835, 837. And in my opinion, it was really something I should have avoided because the context really isn't there. But what's happening right now is this bid fills down here, and obviously we had those 2 large orders come in right at 19 and one at 2175. So I viewed this little area right here as a potential place where price was going to bounce. And like I said, just the way I'm explaining this to you, it should tell you, it tells me already that this is a setup I should have avoided, because I can't definitively say this setup was based on large participants. Here's the sweep, here's the low volume area. I can't say any of that because there's none of that for me to say. So really, this is just a forced setup where I was too impatient and did not wait for a proper entry thesis to really present itself. So it looked good. I mean, you could see that after that volume came in, the CVD looks pretty strong, but any minute now, like, 1,000 lot order comes in and sweeps the book, which then leads me to take my second position of the day. So just to let you guys in on what my plan was for the trade was, I wanted to scale one contract off right at this 27.75, right below this order right here, and then I was gonna go break even. But we never hit that area, and you're gonna see any moment here a 1,000 lot order comes in and sweeps the book. You can see that 1,000 lot order just came in, swept the book, took me out of the position. That was a full 4-point stop, or maybe barely under that. So now, since this is a setup that I would normally take, I have my entry at 2075 or like 2050 maybe even, and my order fills very quickly. So as soon as I see that sweep, I put an order in there. So yeah, as soon as I see that sweep, I put my order in there. 4-point stop. You can see at the top left, I'm in it short now. So what I was targeting was right around 5,800 for this short. All right, so right here, we're at low a day, we're at 815. I'm like roughly 5 points up on my entry. You can see this bid fills at 815. And at this very moment, I am targeting 810 for one of my 3 contracts on each account. And then after that fills, my plan was to go break even. See, we were off by around 2 points and we never got down there. And this is where things start to change. And this is where I didn't really let the market like invalidate my thesis. Instead, I just kind of hard-headedly wanted to hold my position until I got stopped out. My first entry I should have avoided completely, right? But this entry was actually a good entry. I don't regret taking it, but I absolutely do regret not going to break even when I should have. So I'm going to explain to you when that should have been. So this right here on the CVD, you can see this straight down, right? This is where the sweep occurred, obviously. So what would invalidate my trade thesis is if on the CVD, we bought right back up to, honestly, like anywhere around this area. I would consider that invalid unless price was still remaining down here at the 15s, like, which that would signal that buyers were being absorbed. But in this case, if I see price climbing up and I also see the CVD get bought all the way up to where that sweep was, that should invalidate my thesis. That should tell me that this trade thesis is not likely to work. In fact, it's dead completely. So like I said, I was pretty much holding this position, and I did not want to let it go until I got stopped out. So I think, so right here you can see on the CVD, this would have invalidated my thesis. And you can see I did not get stopped out by 2 ticks, literally 2 ticks I did not get stopped out by. But my thesis should have been invalidated. I just did not want to exit a position, like I said, without my orders triggering, because I do not like taking positions off early. I would rather let my orders, which should be at places that make sense, take me out of the position. So then we get some news. So I'm kind of just like, all right, we have some data at 9. We'll see if that can help me out. It does. We come back to this 815 area once again, 813 area, and you can clearly see a CVD divergence. So this actually looks like a good long at this point, but I did not take it long, obviously. This ends up coming all the way back on me and stops me out for a full loss. As soon as I see price come down from news, I should have just went break even. I mean, I was in like roughly 7 to 8 points in profit. And with this volatility we've been seeing this week, it just makes sense to go break even at this point. And also on top of that, I pretty much completely ignored what I was seeing on the CVD right around here. So it was like, it was one of those stubborn, it was just me being stubborn. Like I didn't want to take the trade-off because I don't agree with that. In hindsight, I should have just taken it off because it was invalidated right up here. And I would have been able to avoid $600 loss. I'm not tripping about it. It was a good entry. And like, that's really all I can say about it. It was a good entry and I'm not tripping about it. But I will say that that first entry should have been completely avoided. I should not have taken that one. And had I not taken that one, obviously I would have been up $500 or $600 from that. I should have went break even on this one. So really I should have had a break even day, but this is just what we got to learn from this. Like, instead of being so like stubborn about leaving my position on until it gets stopped out, at least understanding when it really does make sense to move my stop loss to break even. Because honestly, like, I should have had my stop loss at break even as soon as that first initial sell-off happened and we were moved all the way 7 points away from my entry. It makes no sense to not have my stop loss at break even at that point with the given volatility we're in right now. Yeah, I guess that's an appropriate time to move my stop loss to break even. Either way, I'm not really tripping because I still followed my rules, and that's really all that matters. I'm going to just move forward and try to be better about really invalidating or knowing when to go break even on my entries. Could have saved myself some money today, but it is what it is. So if you guys get value from these videos, give me a subscribe, like the video. Let me know in the comments if you took any trades today. If you are a order flow trader and you want to connect with other order flow traders, hit my description and find the Discord link. It's a free Discord and there's a bunch of order flow traders in there. So I hope you guys had a better day than me, and I will catch you in the next one.